Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Teen Wolf. Yes, and this is part of Werewolf Monday. Hope you guys are enjoying Werewolf Monday. And this is a pretty big episode. And I feel like with every Teen Wolf episode, there is always big episodes. I was actually watching the beginning part of this episode. I'm like, is this really going to be a filler? Because they're just like catching a phone. It was like, oh, maybe this is a filler episode. But no, that next half, on the side of your, on the end of your seat, really, with that last part of the episode, which I love about Teen Wolf. You're always so tense watching it. You're like, what's going to happen next? And you have that mystery, but not too much mystery, like, oh, what's going on? Just enough that you're like, ooh, I'm intrigued, but it's not totally out there. But yeah, what happened in this episode was that we get to see Kira and Scott. They're connecting a little bit more. A lot of the relationships are actually connecting more, except maybe Lydia and, not Ethan, Ethan and Aiden, I think? Yeah, sorry if I don't know why I'm having a mind block there, but I'm pretty sure she's with Aiden. So, yeah, besides Lydia and Aiden, everyone else is starting to have their spark of relationship. Even Styles has a relationship in this episode, which I'll get to further in this review. But Isaac and Allison, very close, but nothing happened to them. But you know there's a lot of tension between them. It's so different. The tension between Kira and Scott is so innocent. And then we have, like, the hot tension with Isaac and Allison. So I love the two differences. But even though Allison and Scott were the relationship that started the show, you're okay with them being with different people. And I applaud Teen Wolf for that. Especially for a show that's, you know, the fandom loves shipping. I applaud that I'm okay with Kira and Scott and Allison and Isaac. And I actually like it. I actually like Kira and Scott a lot. Definitely want to ship them. And then I'm also liking Isaac and Allison and still love all the characters. Because most of the time, if the ship goes wrong, people start hating on characters. But I love all these characters, which is very important. But in this episode, the villain portion of this episode is that we have these demon-like characters targeting our characters, our main characters. We got Ethan that was targeted, Lydia, Derek. I'm trying to think. I think Aiden was also targeted towards the end. And so that's 4. Oh, no, Isaac also. So that's 5 people that have been targeted. And the number on the back of their skull is a 5. So I think they're done with targets. But what's going to happen to these characters, since they have been targeted, is something going on? Like, why did this happen? And that I'm intrigued with, because all the characters that were chosen are very different and haven't really interacted that much. Like Lydia and Aiden obviously haven't interacted, but Isaac, Derek, Ethan, that's kind of a weird mix, but I like it, because usually the type of characters that'll be taken is, yeah, maybe Derek, maybe Styles, maybe Scott, and probably Allison. But you don't get to see these secondary characters like Ethan and Lydia get taken from the big bad, in this direction at least, because I think they're going to have a great direction of being really part of that main story, which I'm looking forward to. So I really enjoyed that. Again, it's a lot about romance in this episode, but then you have that tension with these demons. You don't know who they are, what they're going to do, and they pick some great group of people there in the end. And also now Kira knows that Scott's a werewolf, but they haven't talked about it yet. And Kira, because a question about Kira's powers of her being a fox-like thing, the question is, does she know? And it seems like she only knew for a couple months, but she doesn't totally know what she is. And I'm really looking forward to her developing more, trying to figure out who she is, and the audience really figuring out with her who she is. And I trust Kira. She's a character that, it seems like you don't trust anybody, especially new characters, but I trust Kira to be like part of the group in the end, and I'm really looking forward to that. But then you question with Styles, and I feel these characters bring great points, like Styles brings up, like, should we trust Kira? We just had a new person come in our lives, and then she ended up being the big bad. So yeah, Styles brings up a good point and reminds the audience, oh, should we trust Kira? But I feel like we are going to trust Kira towards the end. But I liked, again, the tension. I liked the romance. I think it worked. And I'm looking forward to the next episode. And also one just little point, because again, Lydia is my favorite character. So I just want to bring up that I'm really happy that Lydia's mom's now working in the school, because is she like the only parent besides Scott's dad that doesn't know about all the supernatural stuff? So it'd be interesting to see if she gets in the mix now that she's kind of in the mix and being used a little bit more. So I thought that was an interesting point that they had in this episode. But yeah, good episode. Like the ending. Looking forward to seeing what happens next. I have to give this a 4.5. I'm really tense towards the end. Oh, and let's not forget the ending with Styles. I almost forgot to talk about that. It seems like Styles has been taken over by something. Is he connected to these demons? Is he supernatural in some way, which I kind of hope he's not. I always liked him more as a human. But he has been taken over by somebody because he was the one on the chalkboard to say, kill Kira. Is this because of his whole mind thing that was going on in the beginning season, which has been dropped for some reason? I remember that was like a really big part in episode 1, that everyone was going crazy, and then they stopped going crazy for some reason. I think maybe because they overcame their fears, but I don't know if they dropped that storyline. Is that still going on with Styles, and this is the reason he's writing on the chalkboard? I guess we're going to have to find out. And also, Starrick fans should be happy because there was a mention in this episode that I think Starrick fans will be happy about, that he might like guys also. So I think for that ship, just having that little tidbit was very good for Starrick shippers. Because usually they make those tidbits, especially in Season 1, and I think in Season 2 they did a little, so I'm glad that they did in Season 3 also now. So they haven't made that tidbit in a while. So yeah, this was a very good episode. I'm going to give this a 4.5. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Red Situations. And don't forget to like my Facebook page. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.